come up. Let's wait for the stream to come up.
You always do that thing where like we start and then you mute us.
Let's
You
all go
know,
to the
and
lobby.
then
No, I don't want to do that. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the
instead
lobby.
of like
Get ourselves a
me
treat.
going like, are we live?
Are we live? I think we might be live. So let's hear from a friend of ours.
Indie left, news and politics and all the rest. So much to do on the YouTube, so they curate a list for you. Do you want to watch your favorite creator or have a chat on Discord later? Well, you better get hip to Indie Left.news.
Fucking badass. Thank you, Ron. All right. Welcome to Saturday night. How did we miss that? What's up, dude?
Not much.
Oh, you're there. Okay.
Shove that microphone a little closer to your face a little bit.
Fair enough. I will do that.
Yep. People are saying you're low.
Ah, okay. Hopefully that's better.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I'll check.
All right. We got Eric. We got Radical Leftist Agenda. We got Darlene. We got Invalid. Hi, everybody. Welcome. All right. We got a lot of stories today. Pretty big announcement happened earlier today. You know, something that we've been working on for a little while. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But we've got one viewer live on Twitch also. I'm guessing that might be Nikki also. If not, whoever that is, thank you and welcome to How Did We Miss That with Reef and Indy, or Indy and Reef, and Reefer After Dark, woohoo! Which also, that was pretty big news. Reefer After Dark premiered this past week. All right, so before we get into all that, welcome everybody to How Do We Miss That? How Do We Miss That is a show airing on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Odyssey every Saturday night at midnight Eastern Time, 9 Pacific, reviewing a few big stories we haven't seen covered much in leftist independent media. Co-hosted by me, Indy, founder and editor of Independent Left News, and Reef Breland, creator of Door Discord and host of the new show Reefer After Dark, which premiered last night. All the stories were featured in our...
find that on my channel.
Yep, you can find that on the Reef Breland channel. Chat. Yep. You can find it on Reef's channel, and you're going to be able to find it also co-streamed. You found it on Independent Left News last night. And all the stories were featured on our Substack, leftist.today, and at the top of independentleft.news. Again, shout out to the patrons and the Ko-fi supporters. That's Jared, who may or may not be here, and Richard, who's never here, but we will always appreciate him, and Nikki, who is here, Radical Leftist Agenda, and Les Bones, who, there he is. Hey, Bones, what's going on? Miss U.S. Hostage, who is that? Can't hear me too good still? Okay, how about now? I'm talking right into the microphone. Hopefully that's better. You know what? I can also...
a gain on your microphone?
Yeah, I can turn up the gain on my microphone here. I was worried that I was redlining before, but hopefully that's a little bit better and you'll be able to hear me better now. So also wanted to give a shout out to the volunteers. Darlene, who is here on both Facebook and YouTube, thank you and welcome. Appreciate all the help and support you provide every day. And Nicole, who may or may not be here as well. I don't even know if I sent her the link. I'm sorry. She does all of our Instagram posting. And she's in the Discord. She's all over the place. She's awesome. Thank you, Nicole. She's also doing stand-up comedy now. So if you're in the area where she is, and if you can find her, then go check it out. And she does like open mics on Friday night, and she loves it. She's doing great. Again, the podcast is back. It's an audio version of the show. So head over to anchor.fm/independent left news, or you can go to, and I'm going to show you our link tree. Let's go to the main screen.
Main
So,
screen captain.
main screen captain. Now that's
Romulan
weird.
on the main screen.
Why am I now seeing stuff underneath that I'm not supposed to see on here? Okie doke.
Don't worry, I'll distract them.
We've got it fixed. I've got your name covered, so we can't see at Reef Breland, but that's okay. Everybody knows who you are anyway. You know what? I can turn off the IND left news too. So let me turn that off. Then we'll get started. So you see, this is our link tree. This is at linktree / IND left. You can also go to independentleft.media. That's our main site. That's what I try to get everybody to go to. Because from here you can get to the Substack. You can get to how did we miss that? Check this out. So this will take you to the playlist that has the show. You know what? Before we get also started, I also need to go to YouTube, and I need to make sure that we are allowed to embed so that when people go to the Substack, they can see it, because YouTube plays funny games for some reason in the studio. Cool. Glad you followed Twitch. At IND Left News, we're everywhere. Okay, yeah, see, they took the playlist off. YouTube. Allow embedding was turned off. Why do they do this? They do this to, I notice, it seems that Restream, they change stuff on you even after you go live, and I'm not sure why. So Restream, get your stuff together, guys. Okay, and let's go done and save that so that if somebody does go to the Substack, thankfully they'll be able to see it. Also, you'll be able to get to our Discord. You've got a playlist for the show. Then you've got the Substack, which is the summary, and we'll go to the Substack, the .news site, which is updated twice a day with everybody's stuff, the .gg Discord, which flows 24/7, and then, of course, links to all the socials, links to Facebook group, Telegram, Twitch, Odyssey. We have an Odyssey channel. We're now on Rumble. I upload all the streams and all the videos to Rumble as well. Vimeo, podcast, Patreon, how to hook us up and keep me fueled and keep refueled.
Yeah, Reefer After Dark's gotta travel to Amsterdam soon, so
Cash App, PayPal.
Try to fund that trip.
So we've got all that going on. Again, this is current independentleft.news tonight. Yeah, all the links, just pick one, pick them all, subscribe to them all. Any platform you're on, we're basically there, and that's the idea. So you've got tens of thousands just thronging the streets of Glasgow, talking about this is from the mountain, and Lauren Elizabeth, Matt Taibbi. This is just tonight's evening edition. Again, this is updated twice a day with 75 to 100 different stories and videos. Oh, there's us from a clip from last week. We do put up all our clips. Bill Maher not taking the booster, etc., etc. And even as you scroll down to the bottom, there's a little Discord plugin. You can see who's live in our Discord right now. Keep going to the bottom. There's like a ton of stories down there. And sometimes there's a more button down there. And that's what I was trying to show you, but it's actually not there, because I'm expanding all the way to the bottom. Then we have leftist.today. That's Substack. Okay. The one from this morning had Unapologetics live stream. Hey, Dontel, if you get to watch this, how are you? Okay, we'll talk about, this is Reef's new show. You can actually get a link to Reef's new show going to leftist.today, where watch us get high and talk nonsense. And then you have all of the early evening editions. And again, we publish in the morning or early afternoon, and then again in the evening, Pacific time, as well as Eastern time. So yeah, we've got a bunch of different stories. I've got everything queued up and ready. So let me doodly-doo. I think we've got to everything there for now. Big announcement we'll get to later on. And for now, we'll just go. I want to get started.
I see RLA is posting a particular link in chat. Good for them.
Okay.
That one.
The dot media. Oh,
the one for the the other one. The dot network.
Oh, the dot network. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. Yeah,
Yeah.
indienews.network is a thing. It's going to be a thing, and it is a thing, and we're really excited about it. And I really want to get to some of these stories, but let me get back to the
Yep.
main thing here, and we'll go to our first story, okay? And I'll just call this the Jake Johnson show, because this is two different back-to-back
Okay.
Jake Johnson articles from Common Dreams. He's one of the best out there. He might be the cleanup hitter on the All-Star team to me. He's just freaking awesome. He writes the best headlines that I know. Here, making a killing amid pandemic, Pfizer boosts vaccine sales forecast at $36 billion.
Jeez.
It's crazy. All right. And again, so what are they doing? They're spending a ton of their money to lobby Congress to go up against and fight universal health care, fight against, and push vaccine mandates, of course. They're also looking to push, look, their lobbyists, is it their CEO was the head of the drug administration, or it's the drug administration was the CEO? It's quite incestuous, as we know. Okay, again, these profits will come at the expense of many, many lives around the world, of course. That's coming from Amnesty International. Pfizer announced Tuesday that it raked $24.1 billion in total revenue in Q3. That's just in 3 months. That's $8 billion a month. $13 billion of which was attributable to COVID-19 vaccine. So the New York headquartered corporation.
I feel like you can't say like those numbers without putting your pinky like this.
$29 billion, yes. It
It
expects to generate $29 billion in vaccine sales next year as rich countries move ahead with booster campaigns and low and middle income countries scramble to obtain shots, which is gross at all. Yeah, Big Pharma. Jake Johnson on Big Pharma's profits is actually this whole segment, because he's really getting deep into just 1% of Pfizer's supplies have been sold to the international distribution mechanism COVAX, as the company has put sales of third and fourth doses. Again, remember that Pfizer didn't take any U.S. government funding, if I remember correctly, when COVID came out.
Yeah.
So they self-funded, and now they're able to charge basically whatever they want because they're not subject to federal pricing, and we of course have no federal price control. Pfizer's sitting on the most lucrative medicine ever produced, and while the corporation's shareholders are making a killing, most of the world's been locked out of the vaccine. And again, this is from Nick Dearden from Global Justice Now, who's making this statement. This is coming from Amnesty International. Most people are advocating, of course, for this. The New York Times reported that despite mounting pressure, the CEOs of Moderna and Pfizer have declined to license their mRNA technology in developing countries, arguing it makes no sense to do so. What? Oh. Okay, well.
Yeah, but it's supposed to save everyone.
Right, but
guys.
Here's another Jake Johnson. How many more EU and UK under fire for tanking patient waiver talks? Here's Public Citizen, great organization. I believe it was founded by Ralph Nader. Millions are dying with no vaccine access. Donations are not enough. They have to have them. Yeah, they've got to share that. Look, Jonas Salk made the polio vaccine free to everybody once he figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't a huge profit motive. And again, did he mass distribute it? Could he mass produce and all that? No, there was a huge government. And it's one of the reasons why the government was trusted was that there was no mega profit motive in anyone that uses the polio vaccine as the excuse or as their kind of
well, the profit motive was getting the workforce back to work, right?
Also, and I'm not going to diddly-do it on this one because this is really just the same article essentially replayed from Jake Johnson. You might as well copy-paste it, but because he's one of the best and because he gets the numbers, Moderna also reports obscene profits from COVID vaccine funded by U.S. taxpayers. So, it expects to deliver up to 300 million fewer COVID vaccine doses this year than previously anticipated. They're still going to rack up between 15 and 18 billion in sales this year from the vaccine. Is that you?
Doing what?
That's good.
Oh, we probably should hit the.
I did.
What is it?
Moderna reported 3.3
gotta
billion
do
in
that too.
third quarter profits from its coronavirus vaccine. 3.3 billion in third quarter profits. Jeez. 3.3 billion. Okay, I did it with the
In
finger.
just one quarter.
In a quarter. Yeah. Just
That's
from the
crazy.
COVID vaccine, which basically they
Right.
haven't had any other
And
profits.
you got to think about all those stocks that Congress people bought up right before all this stuff happened.
Well, Moderna's stock has gone up, I believe, about 1,600% since last March.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous.
How much is one share now?
Ask Google.
Like, yep.
Ask Google.
I'm on it.
No,
I
literally,
could,
like
but,
you have a vocal thing.
Hey Google, what's Moderna's share price?
As of 7:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time last Friday, Moderna is trading at $230.30 a share after hours on NASDAQ, down 2.82% from closing.
Hey Google, stop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice work if you can get it. Supply chain issues forced the company to downgrade both sales and delivery forecasts for 2021. But those problems are short term. And meanwhile, they'll be able to get their vaccine likely approved for the 5 to 11 range, just like Pfizer did, because you think they're going to let Pfizer get that game all to themselves for long? No way.
Yeah.
That's not the way this works, sadly enough. Hopefully YouTube doesn't pull our stream for all this and saying the stuff that we're saying, because we're just reading an article.
It's on. Yep.
It's Common Dreams, and it's literally quoting what like senators but you never know. It's anytime you expose anything having to do with Moderna and Pfizer, you never know. We're saying the big nasty words that apparently nobody wants us to talk about. Again, everybody in sub-Saharan Africa's okay, and that's perfect timing.
Speaking of medicine that we should take for COVID, I just have to press this button to go.
Okay, that's
Phone cam.
Okay, that's not cool. There it is. Nice, that's what I wanted. Very good.
Oh man. But yeah, dude, I still have yet to see them rescind that bit of information. That if you just fill your lungs with weed smoke, COVID can't get in. So that's the method I've been taking. Science. But I feel like the more you know should come up right after that. Like, you know.
All right, so let me do a transition so that Mister can get back to that, and we can just kind of BS and read the chat, because I didn't really read any. I'm trying something different where I'm going to go through an article and not have to read the chat and not get distracted. So we're all good. Thank you. Hey everybody. Okay, so everybody's here. I don't know who Miss U.S. Hostage is, but welcome. I think that you know who we are. Chances are. Eric, what's up? Yes, I saw the cable shows with the brought to you by Pfizer. Repulsive Big Pharma, yup. Todd, how are you? Welcome, Be the Change. RLA. Be the Change. Whoop, whoop. DuckDuckGo. Ecosia, yes. From Big Pharma Criminals, yup. Having wine, Darlene. Cool. You need a wine cam? Yeah, we could love that. A wine cam's a good idea. Hi, Valerie.
Yeah, that's possible.
Sipping wine in a robe. Yeah, I'm a big robe fan, actually, personally. We've had conversations about this. Yeah, I do enjoy the robe.
I feel like the smoking jacket.
I do kind of enjoy the robe.
It's much classier than the robe.
I do
You know?
enjoy the road. Okay, so next segment that we're gonna get to here is
Sipping wine in a robe.
all right. Before we do that, let me
I
fix.
sing too well. We're gonna get copyrighted.
Dude, that is. What is going on here? Why are you? Why is your face all weird? Okay, so hold on. I need to now
What do you
fix this.
What do you mean? What are you trying to tell me? My face is beautiful. Thank you.
Your face is beautiful, but it's not visible for some reason, and I don't know why. It's bothering
Did you
the
break
heck
it?
out of me. Yeah, I broke it. I sure did.
Why'd you break it?
I broke it again. And it's not. It's
Did you
only.
press
It's
a
cutting your
button?
face off halfway through, and I don't know why. I don't even have the bottom camera, the bottom half of you. Only got the top half of
Okay,
your
well,
nameplate,
take
but
the
that's all
time to
right.
fix it now before we start. No, take the time to fix it now before we
Er,
like
yeah,
before we do
OBS.
the next story.
Guys, OBS is kind of a raging pain in the butt. If you didn't know,
It can be.
I don't know why
Why is it
it's not.
having an issue?
Yes, it is having an issue, and I don't really want to work on fixing that right. Just wanna. Oh, there's another
You just want
monitor
me to
capture
have
on.
half my face cut off?
Well, we can do. We can turn your whole face off. How about that?
I'm the only one with a face here.
Okay, see, like I could do the iPad and you're chopping. Yeah, you are the only one with a face. That is kind of funny. Okay, so now I've got
Yeah.
that there. I moved you up, and now can I option down? No, it's cutting. Wait, well, let's see if I move this up. Hey, now we got it back. Okay. Okay. Okie doke. And now, if I do this, do I still get you? No, I cut you off. I still have. I lose your nameplate, but I have you. Most importantly,
Weird.
yes.
Why does it lose my nameplate, I wonder?
I don't know, but we'll mess with that later.
Okay.
Because this is actually a really important story, and I'm kind of jerking around because I'm loud. Okay. Now that we've got it right, Howard University students, these kids, bless them, and somebody
Bless
get
these
the hell
kids.
in there and save these kids, and take care of these kids. This school has a
I saw
huge endowment.
a professor did something recently. I saw that like a professor got out there with him, risked his job.
Finally,
You know?
somebody. And I saw that Jesse Jackson was
Yeah.
actually out there this week meeting with the students and not really meeting with the administrators, which I found kind of interesting. Maybe he wanted to see the conditions for himself, but I don't believe he did. I know what they're trying to do right now is they shut off the heat to the building and they're locking people out of their jobs, and now they're letting go of restaurant workers and claiming that it's because of the students taking over this building, which is a completely different building from the one that's actually feeding the students. They're blaming it on these students. It's ridiculous. The school's got plenty of money to do this. Okay, so dozens of students have been camped outside Blackburn to protest unsanitary living conditions, and it's absolutely disgraceful and gross what they're having to endure. And I believe that we've covered that in previous shows. The rats and mold, most importantly, mold which really affects the breathing and is really dangerous, as well as infestations of insects, mice. Gross. Okay. Students are vowing to stay put until the university remediates the mold in student dorms. I don't think that that's really unreasonable or too much to ask, or put them in alternate housing. Creates a plan for incoming freshmen and reinstates all the faculty members and everyone who have aligned with this group.
I say let them stay at the Hilton for a month or so. You know?
Yep. And look at this. Martin Luther King III stands with the Blackburn students. Indie Left News, INN stands with the Blackburn students. Reefer After Dark, I'm guessing, stands with the
Definitely
Blackburn
does.
students.
I mean, we're probably too high to stand, but we'll definitely sit with you. If you, we'll bring bean bags. You know?
Well, and we'll bring warm blankets, which is something that they actually need at the moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we will. Oh, we'll get some of those blast heaters.
Yeah.
You know, like they use on the foot. Like they gotta have a few extra couple of those. You know, like near the football stadium that I'm sure they have.
So this was in Popular Resistance. This actually came from DCist Ali Schweitzer. DCist is the online newspaper for American University. And you can find her on Twitter. I tweeted this out. This was back on October 26th. I caught it on the 31st. This is a great shot of some of the tents and encampments outside there. It's gross that these kids have to do this. It's so angering. And this is where you have to pay $50,000 a year to attend.
But I just feel like how many, I wish other people would lead by these, young adults' actions, because, like, whatever you do right now, you're in equally working in just as bad conditions. You just step out. Say you'll, get everyone together and just walk out.
Yeah.
Like
they don't exist without us. I mean,
without us. Like
kind of how it works.
So
now I found this.
Speaking of people doing that,
I found this lady here. Now this is Joe Biden's backyard. I don't know. I'm sure everybody knows. Oh, I'm from Scranton. No DMCA.
Is this where Corn Pop?
He might. It might be. It might be where. No, I think Corn Pop was from the streets of Philadelphia. I don't think there's a downtown Scranton really hardcore.
Do you think we'll ever actually get to meet Corn Pop?
No,
that's kind of what I want to.
I don't know if Corn Pop's even alive at this point. Corn Pop was a bad dude. He ran a bunch of bad boys.
But he was a bad dude, though.
Yeah,
like
another Popular Resistance article. So we got 2 from Common Dreams, 2 from Popular Resistance. Some of my favorite publications. And Popular Resistance, they do an awesome job, kind of like what we do, of finding the content out there that nobody else is really finding, from alternate publications that you're not really normally looking at, which I really appreciate as someone who aggregates news myself. So Diane Ravich's blog picked up that Scranton teachers have voted to go on strike starting November 3rd. So this happened. More than 800 teachers and paraprofessionals announced that they'll set up picket lines and go on strike at 12:01 November 3rd. And this was published on October 30th. Okay, we've reached the end of the line. Our patience with the Scranton School District. I didn't really hear too many people talking about Scranton teachers. 800 Scranton teachers walking out due to the austerity budget, starving Scranton classrooms, necessary resources coupled with the administration's disrespect for teachers, issues reminiscent of what led to the walkouts in West Virginia, Oklahoma, in Colorado, Arizona, Chicago, 2018 and 2019. Wow. Again, corporate news not reporting on this. They're just not. Because this is inconvenient to them, to their narrative. And more than 100 teachers and paras have left the district, demonstrating a serious recruitment and retention problem that has harmful ramifications for students. Classes are overcrowded. Special ed students aren't being served adequately because teachers are pulled to other classrooms. Students aren't getting individualized attention. And in the COVID-19 environment, overcrowded classrooms, of course, pose a health risk in some way. I mean, again, the studies are showing the transmission rate. I don't know. I hear some stuff about a lot of kids getting sick. I hear a lot of stuff about very few kids getting sick or hospitalized or. what it is, and
The
again,
real
that's something.
problem
Yeah.
is cooties. That's what
Well,
we're all really worried about.
yes,
Cootie
for,
transmission.
for sure. But
Yeah,
teachers are undervalued, and they're so important.
absolutely.
You know, I've got young children, and even before I did have them, of course, I was a big fan and supporter of teachers, and the teachers union is not necessarily your friend. We all know that. Um, yeah, they've got to get some. You know, everybody dips into their own pocket. Anything that the district might be able to do to help alleviate some of the concerns, some of the costs, and some of the out of pocket, and make life better for some of these teachers. Again, if they're losing them, they've lost 100 teachers, and there's only 800 that are going on strike. That's a pretty substantial number that they have to spend money recruiting, replacing, etc. That's additional cost because they're not doing the right thing to take care of the people, to retain the ones that they spent the money to recruit and hire.
And keep in mind how much out of pocket teachers spend normally, just to teach everyone's children to the best of their ability and monetary resource will allow. So if you have monetary resources and also just resources like time,
Hook up a teacher.
teachers are, yeah, they're more than appreciative,
Right?
So, and they, most of them give a shit about your children. So, definitely stick up for them. And if you're going to scab for these people, there's special places for you to go.
All right, I'm not going to go back to the just talking until later. Okay, we're just going to stick with the main. So, next one, we don't just have teachers, but we also have bus drivers and attendees.
Nice.
And our friend Colin was actually aware of this one as well. Another INN channel member. And Kamawo Makwano. That's the name of the show. Kamawo Makwano. Got to say it 1,000 times.
It's gonna take me forever to remember.
I actually have it written down on a board so that I don't forget it, and so that I say it right. So
yeah, I want him every time I say it for him to overdub me saying it. That's what I want, just so it's right every time.
Nice.
Yep,
I just totally get what you're saying.
Insert name here.
Kamawo Makwano.
And then fucking. Yep.
All right, so school bus drivers.
In Maryland, yeah.
Yep, in Maryland, 3 counties. So you've got in Arundel, Calvert, and Charles counties, anger by lack of pay benefits. This is the same story that we've been hearing over and over again. And not only, what they're realizing is that for the money, it's not worth also putting themselves at risk of getting COVID. Some of them haven't gotten shots, and if you're going to be around the kids, you're probably better off having gotten a shot than not. Again, that's everybody's opinion, and talk to your doctor on that. I'm not going to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do on that, but
if you can afford to talk to your doctor.
Well, yeah. And thanks to Obamacare, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we can get to that. So here's one of the striking bus drivers who told the TV station, I know I'm not going to be rich here. I'm not trying to do that, but I love my job. I love that children on that bus, but I also have to eat too. Terrible. I mean, of course they do. Thinking about a strike for a while. It's just that we got to the point where we're fed up and, something has to happen. Missy Savoy, that's another one. I mean, this is what we've been talking about. This is 11 shows, and I think that we've covered strikes in 11 weeks. I don't think there's been one week that we haven't covered some workers going on strike. No. And thanks to our friends at the World Socialist website, Harvey Simpkins in this case, excellent work, excellent coverage, Popular Resistance, everybody out there that's covering this, that's reporting, we certainly appreciate from the uncorrupted perspective. And everybody's got biases, but if it's biased towards looking out for the best interests of the general public without the profit of anybody in mind, and of course keeping costs within reason. But this is what we need to spend our money on. Yeah. In addition to the abysmal pay and benefits, Kuntz explained that drivers are responsible for double the number of routes due to a severe bus driver shortage already. So add that to it. Plus, they're wearing the mask the entire time they're driving. They started sick, October 15th meeting. Calvert County drivers took further action. By Thursday, 100 out of the county's 134 drivers were on strike, and 80% of bus routes canceled, which is, of course, going to put all kinds of stuff on parents and children and all kinds of other undue concerns and issues. Unionized school bus drivers just to the west began a wildcat strike over inadequate pay. Actually a fan of the wildcat strikes because nobody knows it's coming. It's actually effective.
Yeah.
And
I've been seeing a bunch of them. There's a subreddit anti-work. People should go check out. And there's been a bunch of like literally just people going up to like an Arby's or like some fast food place, and it'll just have a sign on the door like, yeah, we're not coming in, we're not working today. Like, our owner is terrible and gives us nothing. Like, so, and it's like, if the owner doesn't show up that day, when is that actually going to be taken down? So,
yeah. So wait, hold on. Where is it? Ask Me. In response to the workers' militant Ask Me in the school system hastily negotiated a 4% cost of living increase on Tuesday to go into effect December 10th. So, independently of their union, the strikers are demanding an immediate increase in pay of $15 per hour and $10 for drivers, $10 for attendance. Other demands include low-cost healthcare plans, paid federal holidays, snow days, retention bonuses, new hire bonuses. These people were put out of work during the entire pandemic, or they were forced to work during the entire pandemic. And were they really given any kind of bonus taken care of for the most part? No bonus. Huh. We didn't even get the $2,000 a person.
Nope.
So again, token wage increase reached by the union. Many workers have continued to strike, although according to the county's figures, only about 10% of the routes were not running on Friday, compared with a peak disruption of 33% Wednesday. What happened to 80%?
Yep.
We have to take action and be heard for things to change. Anybody that has a job, you need a raise every now and then. Here's what it is. They start at $16.69 an hour, and attendants receive $11.75. I wouldn't call it paltry necessarily, but you can't live full time on that. Yeah, I mean, as a full time school bus attendant, I mean, I think a lot. I don't know if this is full time with benefits or if this is a part time thing, because 5 hours in the middle of the day they're not running. How that works, I don't know. I know they get a lot of retirees and
my dad did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he did it when we moved to like an area that he wasn't sure if he could they'd like fly him out to like normal work,
Sure.
And I think there was some like health stuff, and he was like, well, I guess I'll just do this because Coast Guard's not going to let me do stuff, So, he drove the short bus for, like a good year and a half, something like that. It was definitely, I remember it, being a thing.
Bus drivers.
That was when I was younger, though.
Here's one of my favorite lines. Bus drivers are joining a growing strike wave in the U.S. around the world which lays the basis for a common fight by workers to end the capitalist system, the fundamental cause of the deteriorating living standards faced by workers around the world. I can hear Orange Duke going, "Those are Trotskyites," whatever that is. Which it is.
I'd have to look up my
Yeah, the
Pokemon cards to figure out which one that
no,
was.
it's the translation dictionary. It's the U.S. Russian
Yeah.
translation dictionary. Vostosya. Здравствуйте.
Yeah. Здравствуйте.
Yes. Okay.
Меня
So.
зовут Bert. Yeah, no.
I am the machine.
Local Tallahassee boy. I am the machine. Das Maschine.
This one, I don't think too many people have been talking about it. Also, the second largest strike in the U.S. is happening in New York City. And normally I would not go to a mainstream publication, even though Popular Resistance picked it up, but because it talked about a huge strike that I really didn't hear anybody else talking about.
Yeah.
More educators. And this is the last of the series in the education on strike segments. Choir Sisha from New York Magazine. Second largest strike in the U.S. is happening in New York City. And where is it? At Columbia University.
Yep.
Students chant, "Fuck you, Prezzo, no contract, no work," in Bollinger's freedom of speech class.
Sorry, did you say let's go like Peter? Let's go.
I know, it's hard. This is what makes the First Amendment so difficult. Fuck you, Bravo! Fuck you, Bravo!
When our TAs are under attack, what we do, stand up like that! Our TAs are under attack!
What we do, stand up like that!
When our TAs are under attack!
What we do, stand up like that!
When our TAs are under attack!
What we do, stand up like that!
Wow, it's a minute and a half long, so you get the idea. They're not taking it, and this is the second time in a year that they've done a strike. Okay,
Yeah.
according to an ongoing count by labor reporter Jonah Furman from Labor Notes, second largest such action happening right now, compared to only second to the John Deere strike, which is over 10,000 workers nationwide.
And is that
Student-
still happening, or did they capitulate? The John Deere one.
No, they turned it down a second time, and actually that's something we're gonna get to later on. John Deere update. It's gonna be later after we talk about some environmental stuff. But
Nice.
so labor organizing at American schools is popping off. Harvard student workers went on strike for 3 days. Their demands are similar: better pay, dental care, more secure contracts, arbitration with an entity that is not a school representative in cases of harassment. And they've got company.
Thanks.
Yep. Okay. UC Student Workers Union, 19,000 student workers in California. Both groups are also members of the United Auto Workers Union, which is pretty interesting. So this is the Harvard Student Union. Why they're part of the UAW, that's kind of interesting, the connection there, because UAW leadership is not exactly the greatest, but in this case, look what they're organizing. Look what they're helping to lead. So they're not 100%
Yep.
bad. That's exactly the thing here. Okay, initial offer was rejected. Okay, summer stipends for PhD students from $4,500 to $4,750, which is indeed unimpressive and insubstantial, because they want a lot of things here. Proposals have included higher child care payments for young children of PhD students, increases to a fund that reimburses out-of-pocket health care expenses, and 10 days off a year for students on a year-long contract. I mean, that's not exactly the greatest. Columbia is publishing its positions and updates on negotiations online, which is good. A little bit of transparency there, but Columbia's endowment is one of the largest in the United States, most recently reported at $14.4 billion. As you said, I have to.
Jeez.
Yeah, they just kind of throw that in at the end there. Again,
Yeah.
Popular Resistance, and this is New York Magazine. $14 billion endowment, but they can't take care of their teachers' aides. I get it's
Even
expensive to live in
MacBooks
New
right now.
York, but come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's Columbia. It's Ivy League. These are teaching the quote unquote elite, the best of the best, or whatever you want to call it. So,
Mm.
all right, do some chat stuff. Again, I'm gonna go to main screencast and I'll show you the next one, which is really interesting. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Jared, everyone. Jared, how are you? Welcome.
Noli's here.
Noli.
Hi, Noli.
Okay, college is so overrated.
welcome.
Well, yes and no. Having a degree is not overrated. 50K tuition at Harvard. At Howard. Yep. Be regular. It.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, I would definitely just rate it if it was free.
Yeah,
Like,
best time of my life. I wouldn't say best time, but it was a free. I should have been learning. I would. There
and you
was a
gotta
lot to
think
learn at that point.
you gotta think how many people, like, even going to Columbia, are like people who technically shouldn't be there, right? That they normally wouldn't be able to afford it, but their parents managed to get lucky enough to, like, or work hard enough, or they got a scholarship, or something, right? Like, so yeah. Plus tuition has gone up crazy amounts, and even the, like, it's like by like hundreds of percent every year,
Oh, it's
so
yeah, it's beyond crazy.
yeah, and that's everything involved with college education. Like, it's the
Yeah,
books, it's
books, right?
like housing, it's everything, and you need it to, like, get a paying job that can give you a living wage, because the minimum wage you definitely can't live off of. So, which is pretty much everything else. Like,
Yep.
so,
Yep. So
but
next story we've got here is mapped, talking about the rise of voluntary carbon markets, and this is I know our friends Seb Solomon, Ali Alexandra have talked about this, and of course Whitney Webb has covered this to no end. But growing ecosystem of banks, businesses, and initiatives have sprung up around this revamped market as major companies bank on carbon offsets becoming credible and profitable once more. Where's this coming from? Let me guess. World Economic Forum stuff? Net zero.
yeah,
So, there are net zero pensions and net zero fuels, even net zero mobile networks. Some companies say they'll decarbonize by 2040, others as early as this year. Some of the big Fortune 500s, there are very real concerns over how they're going to meet those goals. So now they're turning to voluntary carbon markets to offset their emissions. Again, this is like paying an extra tax, or buying credits to pollute, I guess.
yep, yep.
BCMs allow companies and individuals to offset their greenhouse gas emissions on a voluntary basis outside of mandatory schemes. Really? I like fairy dust and unicorns too. Companies are
Yeah.
just going to
Well,
voluntarily give up that money. Well, and
yeah,
here's
this
exactly
turns into
what did
yeah,
I
I mean,
tell
this
you?
turns into, like, yeah, this turns into
Bammo.
one, it only all the businesses at the bottom have to deal with it. That on top of, like, it essentially just allows the ones who are already doing all the problems to get away with it still, because they're the one with the money, the people that can throw away that kind of money until they, run the spaceship that we're all on into the ground.
Well,
Like,
This is it. This is the spaceship right here. Look at the
Yep.
connections. Look at the ties. You've got certain
Yeah, World
people,
Economic Forum.
McKinsey, IIF, and the global banks, Treasury. This is somewhere is the IMF also, probably, I'm guessing, in there. But yeah. So they are, the task force. Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of England, who launched it last year, set up with Bill Winters, chief executive, Standard Chartered Bank. So again, this is going to be like some of the monstrous evil people that have profited and made hundreds of billions of dollars off, or at least hundreds of millions in salary and stock options and personal wealth. And now they're going to use that personal wealth to gain the influence to be able to pollute the entire planet. Thank you so much. And oh yeah, we're just going to charge you a little bit of a tax. Again, international greenwashing exercise. Yep. Task force initial recommendations have been met with hostility. It could become an international greenwashing exercise, through polluters using cheap offsets to avoid cutting emissions.
Yep.
That's the exact idea. So this is a UK story, obviously. Task force on scaling voluntary carbon markets. Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, has said little publicly about the Treasury's involvement in these initiatives, though both he and the Treasury have played some part in their creation. Interesting. Treasury also gave seed funding to the Green Finance Initiative. So again, this article is really long and in depth, and you can see from the amount of scrolling that I still have left to do on the right. Maybe you can't see that. It's cut off. So this I highly recommend. I'll drop the link to the chat, the link in the description, and brief. Actually, if you can get into Google Drive, you can show them from the chat. Where this is. This is on desmog. This was published on November 2nd. And this was Ashley Lampard from desmog. Excellent article. Really goes in depth. And again, it puts the network and the web together and shows how this whole thing is interconnected to feed profits from one venture to the other, sucking it out from us and distributing around amongst that network. And it never really bounces out. The Climate Pledge Fund has put $2 billion to invest in sustainable technologies and market infrastructure to ensure high quality projects. So they're going to get to dictate and determine all that. Hey, we got a new subscriber or follower. Thank you for following whoever that was. So Seymour's conducted research, writing on forest and governance issues, advice WRI leadership on major initiatives. Global Forest Watch, Global Restoration Initiative, all these nonprofit, quote unquote, organizations, which, while they do some good, they're basically going to be havens for billionaires to park their cash. You can turn up on him.
Oh, well, I just had it on there, a little mini version.
Yeah. Just so again, this is on the heels of COP26, which was the other article that we're going to talk about next, because that was, of course, the other big story with regard to environmentalism and climate and everything happening this week. And of course, that's mostly run by the heavies and the big corporations, and that's basically theater for everybody else, because we know that a lot of this is determined by what's going on in the World Economic Forum and by people that aren't going to be sitting at COP26. So,
What?
Yeah, what?
Shut up.
Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about that, I know. So, good there. Um,
Yep.
all right.
What's next?
What's next? What's next? Let's look at the chat real quick. Let's say hey to anyone that's been in there. What's next is Left Voice. We're Pilgrim,
We're
Trans-Marxist.
Pilgrim.
Hey,
Sharon's
welcome.
here.
How are you? Shane, what's up, dude? KRTV Media here. Welcome. Okay. So, climate crisis in Glasgow is just cop out 26. Demands urgent
Michael
changes to
Roberts.
the world economy. Yeah, Michael Roberts. Now, this was actually published in the next recession, and I noticed that Left Voice has been like doing more guest posts lately. And we're gonna have another one, or I think we may have done one before. But let's see, is there another one tonight? No, I think that was it. No, there's another one. There's from Payday Report. That's our next story. So. Climate crisis, of course, demands urgent changes to the world economy, but this will require bringing the fossil fuel companies into public ownership and rapidly expanding renewable energy. Yet none of this is on the agenda at COP26. Of course not. COP20, that's it's the Conference of the Parties is what it's called. That's what it stands for, of course. It was in Glasgow, Scotland. We're currently on track for at least a 2.7 degree Celsius hotter world by the end of the century. And that's only if countries meet all the pledges that they've made. Currently, they're nowhere doing that. They're nowhere near doing that, of course. Bummer. Global energy-related carbon dioxide emissions are on course to surge by 1.5 billion tons in 2021. Second largest increase in history. So we're not doing so great when it comes to reversing and reverse most of last year's decline caused by the COVID pandemic and panic. So global emissions are expected to increase by 16%, not fall by 2030 compared with 2010 levels. Great. All right, getting back to no more than 1.5 degrees. Through rapid, bold emissions cuts and net zero commitments. Again, you'll see a lot of the world governments are pledging to go off combustion vehicles by 2030 or 2035, right. And that's going to help. That still doesn't, I don't know how they're going to convert the entire truck fleet of 18-wheelers by then, but I'm not going to doubt it. I'm just going to kind of be skeptical of it a little bit.
For sure.
So there is no longer any plausible scientific argument against the view that human activities are having a profound impact and effect on the climate.
Yep. Even Trump cited it in his,
the birds,
as, insurance things.
Yep.
Well, no, he was talking about on his golf course that global warming was, making sea levels rise, and therefore he was losing real estate.
Anything for him to get a payout, right?
Yeah.
So already there's a yawning gap between government commitments to reduce emissions to be offered at COP26 and what's necessary. And there were some protests, there was some environmental stuff. I know that Katie Halper actually did a really good stream with some environmental activists that were in Glasgow, and she did that live. And it was like 1 or 1:30 in the morning from there, from the people that were there. So again, looking at the cumulative public money commitments, there's still a ton towards fossil fuels just in the last year, and it has not reduced. Now, the commitment towards clean energy or alternate fuels has also increased. You can see just the amount of energy we're using is just, well, think about it, and the amount of money we're spending on it. Everybody's been using Zoom, and half the places aren't even back to work still.
Yep.
Which countries are to blame for this failure to do anything remotely close to avoiding the environmental disaster? China's usually picked on. Okay, but of course, it is by far the world's largest emitter of CO2, planning to build 43 new power plants. But China has some excuses. It has the largest population. Per capita emissions are much lower than most other major economies, although it's the mass that counts, not necessarily the per capita. Second, it's a manufacturing center of the world, providing goods for all the wealthy countries of the global north. I remember Jim Inhofe bringing a snowball into the floors of Congress and saying, well, I guess climate change is over. Yeah.
Yeah. Except he had to bring it in a cooler. So
look at that little drop on the chart. And that's the year of COVID, when we were all inside.
Yep.
But look at that. And we're right back.
Yep.
I mean, we literally just picked right back up on the trend line since then. And we're not even all out and living our lives normally again. Some of us are, but too many of us are not. So, first place on historical rankings is the U.S., of course. China is relatively distant second. Russia, Brazil, Indonesia. Okay. So, plan project. So, where is it going? And you can see by country whether their usage is planned to be going down, up, or staying flat. And what's the circle in the square? Annual production is less than half an EJ, whatever the EJ is, measurement. Plan projected change in national fossil fuel. So again, decrease of more than 5%. You've got the greens. Increase of more than 5%. You've got the oranges, or is that 0.5? Because I see this is
0.5. I think, right? You know, it's an increase of greater than 5%.
Yeah, except that this is 0.3. That's weird. Okay. No wonder the governments of fossil fuel producers and consumers are among those asking countries asking the UN in Glasgow to play down the need to move rapidly away from fossil fuels, of course. Now they're talking about carbon neutral by 2060, China. It is, and they account for about 50% of the world's growth in renewable energy capacity. Look at that. Out front on electric vehicles, batteries, solar power. Good article. None of this is on the agenda. COP 26.
Yep. Oh, of course not. It's essentially a party for them to.
Thank you, Emma Parker, for giving us that from chat. Appreciate that. EJ is exajoules.
Nice.
Cool.
Exajoules.
Learn something new every day.
Makes sense. Which would be, 10 greater there. Gotcha. Math, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, science. Okay.
10 to the 18th power.
All right. Environmental analysis is over. That's kind of the, oh God, the planet's freaking. Okay, so now we got steel workers and hospital workers. Yeah, hospital workers and John Deere update. So, another guest post from Mike Elk, Payday Report. Excellent publication. Another good labor publication that I highly recommend you subscribe to. Republished and guest posted through Left Voice, which again is another one of my favorites. Learn about it last year. Okay, so Huntington, West Virginia emerged as a hotbed of strike activity. 50 machinists, union members from Sulzer Pump, and 450 steel workers from Special Metals. Now 1,000 medical workers at Cabell Huntington hospitals, members of the SEIU, were set to strike at noon, and that was on November 3rd. As the company demands cuts to workers' union despite the hospital expanding.
Yeah,
It's unreal. I mean,
crazy. It's like blatant in your face nonsense.
and then I'm sure you'll be able to see what the profitability of this St. Mary's Medical, this Mountain Health Network, which is a massive health conglomerate in West Virginia and multiple states. SEIU district, $11.99 for 3 states. Even after purchasing other medical facilities through the region, the company is still demanding concessions. Every single item they put on the bargaining table had a concession. They want workers to take cuts to wages, health care, and even cuts to holidays. Why? Are executives taking cuts?
Yeah.
No, I'll guarantee you no. Given past public support at Huntington for the strikes at Sulzer Pump and Special Metals, the strike is likely to garner more public support. I sure hope so. 1,000 medical workers who plan to strike. Things could escalate beyond Huntington. Hopefully, the SEIU gets behind them and starts to join the wave of workers that are standing up for better wages and better conditions and not accepting cuts when their organizations are earning record profits. Again, we could certainly look up.
Go scroll down. Keep going. Keep going.
Yep.
It's like at the bottom. And is owned by Berkshire Hathaway and its billionaire CEO.
Yeah, but that's
Warren
a Special
Buffett.
Metals plant. That's not the hospital.
Yeah, but they went on strike as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yep.
Yeah. Which, sometimes people think Warren Buffett's a, good guy.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Yep.
He doesn't run. In all fairness, the way that he works is he acquires great companies that make a ton of money and own a large share of the market, like Duracell, like all the railroad companies, like car dealerships, like real estate brokerages. He's got a ton of different businesses. Is he overseeing what's happening at the Special Metals plant? No. Is he talking to the CEO of the Special Metals plant about the fact that they have 450 workers striking and that's costing him money in the end? Probably.
You see what happened with Zillow? Speaking of real estate,
what didn't they like get caught shorting houses or with a whole lot of housing inventory and were taking a bath?
Well, they were like, they bought like a bunch of these because they were gonna like have this flipping service that Zillow would have, right? And so they bought up a bunch of these things and they ended up not being able to sell them and whatever, and they essentially had to just like give them all bottom like barrel pricing to BlackRock. So
so BlackRock got even more cheap houses. Oh, how convenient. And next they'll just buy Zillow. Because Zillow will be over leveraged next.
Yes, it will.
All right. So one more and we're gonna go to what's happening. What's happening hot stuff with our friends over at John Deere. Jerry White. Perspective. Deere declares all options on the table after workers defeat second UAW-backed contract. Again, we stand with the workers for John Deere to still get better pay, better working conditions, vacation pay. They're being forced again. You'll read here exactly why they're rejecting this offer. 10,000 Deere workers in the U.S. resisted a campaign of lies and intimidation by the UAW and voted to reject a slightly modified version by a margin of 55-45. An executive said that this is their best and final offer. We're not going back to the bargaining table. There is nothing else to bargain about. Now, this article had a couple of things in it that were so angering. So, Deere has a global strategy. Workers must also have a global strategy. Mobilize the collective strength of the working class in the U.S. and internationally. Okay, it's based on 4 decades in which cost-cutting measures went unchallenged as it relied on the UAW to suppress the resistance of the working class. Deere and the entire ruling class, moreover, see the strike as not just a challenge from one set of workers. Any retreat, they fear, will send a signal to other workers and encourage the growing strike movement that's already underway. So, John Deere, which counts on its corporate board current and former executives at Royal Dutch Shell, Boeing, Cargill, DuPont, Verizon, and the investment firm that handles the personal fortunes of Bill and Melinda Gates, they speak for the ruling class. Yes, they do. In a tweet earlier this week, Larry Summers, who we know very well, who engineered the halving of newly hired workers' wages during the Obama-Biden administration, restructuring the auto industry, right?
Yep.
Denounced the restoration of stolen COLA adjustments. I mean, it cost of living adjustments. They don't give them raises and they don't give them cost of living adjustments. And what you end up with is a $7.25 minimum wage for 14 years like we have right now. That's their plan. Right. It wasn't Henry Ford's plan. I can tell you right now, Henry Ford's plan was pay them enough to be able to buy your vehicles and put enough food on the table to continue to work and live and support your organization. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yep. W conspiring, like, dude, it's so weird having the unions be.
Well, it's not the unions; it's the union leadership. The unions themselves are full of members that actually do want things and are willing to make the sacrifices and do the right. You know, they work hard, they pay their dues, and they count on leadership to actually look out for their best interests. And what happens more often than not in some of these organizations is leaders are full-time paid employees that make well into the 6 figures and sometimes into the 7 figures. And they become buddy-buddy with the executives because in order to be able to negotiate with them, they tend to, it becomes a lot smoother to negotiate when you're buddy-buddy with them. The problem is that the people that they're supposed to be buddy-buddy with, they're ignoring and screwing over at the same time.
Yep. Makes perfect sense.
So Deere workers are on guard against the sabotage by the UAW. They formed a rank and file committee to unite workers across the operations, including internationally, and have demanded strike benefits to fully compensate for their lost income, the ending of backroom negotiations, and the expansion of the strike. And of course, there's going to be a lot of pushback and pressure that's even from the workers themselves that are part of the UAW against these rank and file committees, because they did not necessarily pay into the rank and file committees the way that they have to the UAW. But if the UAW is not actually fighting for your best interest, why would you continue to listen to what they say over a rank and file committee of actual employees that are on the floor doing the work? That to me makes little sense. So on picket lines, workers are denouncing corporations for cynically heaping praise. Okay, again here, heroes are hypocrites, said one sign carried by heroes over hypocrites, not are hypocrites, they're over hypocrites. Sorry, I misspoke there. Didn't read that correctly. Again, from the Cabell Huntington Hospital in West Virginia that we just actually talked about. So right now, here are some of the numbers. And this was, again, published earlier this week. You had 800 teachers in Scranton who walked out Wednesday, 450 metal workers, 1,000 hospital workers, plus those other 50 employees that we saw in the article. 1,000 coal miners at Warrior Met. They've been out for like over 7 months now. Nearly 6,000 graduate students at Columbia. 1,900 nurses in Buffalo. I think they may have just ended theirs. 1,400 Kellogg's workers across the country. 30,000 Kaiser Permanente workers are scheduled to go on strike. Again, look at this. This is something. And that's not even all of them. That's not even all of them. Those are just some of the big ones. Again, he didn't even talk about the Maryland bus drivers there. Or the ones, how they're replacing the National Guard, the bus driver shortage that we talked about in Massachusetts, where they were calling in the National Guard to drive buses.
Yep.
Workers in the U.S. around the world are not just fighting individual employers, but the entire capitalist system. This means the growing strike movement of the working class must be fused with a socialist program aimed at transforming giant corporations like Deere into public utilities and restructuring global economic life on the basis of a scientific and democratic plan to meet human needs and not corporate profit. Yeah, I live in fantasy land too. It sounds great, Jerry. Zero lies detected, but you're fighting a world that is going to heavily resist that, I think, clearly. But I'll fight with you. I got you back. I'm right there. I can't argue with anything you're saying here. I still disagree with your strategy, Jerry White, about how you're going to organize and that we're going back to the early January conversation with Jimmy Dore, but this is a good article. This is a good article, and I'll give credit where it's due. So that's our friend Jerry White. Again, World Socialist website has been absolutely killing it. Love those guys. Another site that's been killing it, did a rebrand earlier this year. Popular Information, my friend Judd Lagoon. One of the best. He had something to say about Tuesday's election, and he brought something out that I had not really seen before. Please do support his accountability journalism, as he calls it, not political punditry. But these were his thoughts. It looks at the political dynamics that propelled the winner and speculates that they'll create persistent challenges for the loser. Right? And he's talking about narratives that are being formed. So, for example, the 2004 election that resulted in George Bush winning a second term, a Republican-controlled House, Republican-controlled Senate. In the LA Times, Ron Brownstein wrote, Democrats face a long-term disadvantage in future races for the White House and battles for Congress, right? He suggested it would be very difficult mathematically for Democrats to regain control of the presidency or Congress because of their inability to compete in the South. And he shows the quote here. Okay? And this is, I don't know, where did he write this originally? LA Times, right. All right, so you got mainstream. 4 years later, Barack Obama was elected with 365 electoral votes, including Virginia, North Carolina, and Florida, which are the ones that he said that they needed to take and would never take again. Democrats also increased their margins in the House, which they recaptured in 2006, to control the Senate, winning races in Arkansas, Louisiana, Virginia, North Carolina. So again, in 2012, Obama won re-election while the Democrats picked up House seats in the House and Senate. In the New York Times, Michael Cooper laid out the case that demography meant that Republicans would never, ever win another presidential election. Well, we know how that worked out.
Demography?
While trying to appeal to older white men, right? So...
yeah. Southern strategy stuff that they supposedly apologized for.
Right. Republican strategists argued the party couldn't win while alienating the growing Hispanic vote with its tough stance on immigration, no longer afford nominate candidates who fired up its conservative and Tea Party wings, but turned off the more moderate voters in general.
And Trump went, hold my beer.
4 years later, Trump was elected, winning precisely running precisely the kind of campaign that these strategists claim would never ever work again.
Yep.
So Republicans were also able to maintain control of the House and Senate. And by 2020, things were very different. Tuesday was a bad day for most Democratic candidates. And it was particularly striking to see Republicans win the governor's race in Virginia just a year after Biden won the state handily. But a shifting political landscape shouldn't be a surprise. And he said his point is Democrats will do better in 20. It's not that Democrats will do better in 22. He doesn't know what will happen then. His point is that 22 will be very different than 21. Politics is much more dynamic than the coverage suggests. The only thing constant is change.
Yep. Rotate those villains, people. Rotate them.
Well, just that things don't stay in a vacuum. And if Republicans continue to, they do XYZ while they're campaigning, they could be looked at as XYZ. But again, usually the party that's in power, they'll lose some of that power over time, and it erodes, and the other one tends to then gain more, and the game is played back and forth, and the planet burns, and we all kind of get rogered in the process.
This is fine.
This is fine.
This is fine. This is fine.
I think I've got it all done. That's everything I got for this week. So
That's it.
there is, well, that's all the stories I had for this week. But I should have put up another transition screen, but it was announced today
Hey.
that Indie
We'll
Left
definitely have
News.
some more announcements soon on this, but yeah, go ahead.
Indie Left News is a proud founding member of the Independent Left, or the Indie News Network. Oh, see that? I messed it up. Independent Left
Yep.
News, Leftists Today, and How Did We Miss That, are proud founding members of the Indie News Network, which is a collaborative family of independent content creators who challenge narratives. And you'll be learning a lot more about us in the coming days, weeks, and months. Some of our members are actually in the chat right now live. And we're so grateful and glad that we've all come together to do this. And onward and upward, what we're going to be doing at a very, very simple high level is we are all independent content creators, YouTubers, streamers, and writers. Reef is also going to be joining this organization. Get in INN. You see the INN logo there. Yep. And you see that we've got a Substack, YouTube. All these channels are live. You can go to indienews.network, INDIE news.network, and you'll be able to get to this page and sign up and subscribe to all of our channels as we go live and as we make announcements. Our Twitter is Get Indie News.
Twitter.
Yep, at Get Indie News. Our Instagram is at indienews.network. So once you start looking it up, I'm sure it'll come up. We did set up a Patreon. Yeah. I still need to link it to a bank account. We're talking about setting this up as a 501c4 nonprofit so that we can really distribute anything that we have out to the channels and do some great charitable work as well. Really excited for this. The idea is again, we're going to be all independent content creators who also keep our we maintain our own channels, but we co-publish and co-stream to the Indie News Network channel, or we'll upload our videos after we've finished our streams. But the whole idea is we're going to create a family. We're going to amplify. We're going to communicate, and we're going to collaborate, and we're going to educate, and we're going to entertain, and we're going to be one of the faces out there of independent media, and that's my little acronym is, and I'll put it up at some point. But that's the whole idea.
We have Substack writers and like people doing video stuff and live, dude. I'm super excited. So, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, I think there's a lot to gain by collaborating. We're going to be able to pool tech resources. We're going to be guests on each other's shows. We're going to share each other's content around. You're going to hear a lot about INN
Yep.
hopefully over the next couple of months, and we're going to be out there doing some fun things and stirring the pot. Some of the
Yeah.
channels and some of the people who have already made announcements. Colin Radix Carter, I mentioned his channel earlier. Kamau Makwano. I'm getting
Right.
better at that. Todd from Be the Change is on here. Noli D, you see she's in chat as well. Welcome, Noli. Glad that you're here. Some other people have also announced that they were part of this as well. I don't know who actually physically, made the announcement so far. I don't want to jump the gun on them, so I'll leave the rest of that to them. And again, I'll say subscribe to the channel, stay tuned, and you'll be learning a lot more about it in the next couple of days. We're going to be doing a network roundtable stream. I'm hoping it's going to be Monday night. We're just trying to coordinate everybody's schedule. But I think you'll like a lot of the channels, a lot of the people that are going to be part of this network. And we're going to collaborate with other networks too. This is again just the beginning. So again, thank you everybody for being patient with this, and we're again really excited, and take the ride with us. It's going to be fun. So
Definitely do that.
I think it is time.
I watch YouTube. Boats that smash into other boats.
Okay, now I have to move you up. And there's boats that smash into other boats, thanks to our friend Jimmy Doyle.
Nice.
Okay. It's
Right,
the Reef
now
Show
I need to
now.
switch my buttons, right?
Now we're doing Reefer After Dark
and
on
then-
Indie Left. How do we do that anyway? Noli D. Good question.
We got one more button. There we go. Here's my first story, and I should hit this thing as well because somehow that turned off. But so this is one I found. This came out yesterday, I think, right? 1 day ago on November 5th, right? But Republican-led bill to legalize and tax marijuana emerges as alternative to Democratic measures, right? So
Really?
this was
Where's the
posted
scam?
by Kyle Yeager. I don't know if any relation to our friend Robbie Yeager, but Kyle
Interesting.
Yeager here. A new Republican-led congressional marijuana legalization bill is imminent. Marijuana Moment has learned the measure is being framed by advocates as a compromise between simple descheduling, as proposed by other GOP lawmakers, and wide-ranging, comprehensive legislation that Democrat leaders are championing. Marijuana Movement obtained text of the draft legislation, which is being led by Rep. Nancy Mace. I hope that's how you pronounce that last name. Republican from South Carolina. The measure, titled the States Reform Act, is currently being circulated among stakeholders for feedback and is therefore preliminary, but a final version is expected to be officially filed later this month. She was the sole GOP vote in favor of the cannabis research bill for veterans.
Does she have any financial vested interests in the cannabis industry? That would be my first
I'm
guess.
betting so, yes.
My first guess to the motivation behind any Republican that's looking to legalize it. And you know what? When our interests align in that way, except that we know what the money's going to, sort of, except that in the end, it all is going to end up at the top, and the profits and the growth and
Benefiting
everything.
someone, not us.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my only big concern there.
Cannabis would be federally descheduled and treated in a manner similar to alcohol. A 3.75% excise tax would be imposed on cannabis sales. Revenue would support grant programs for community reentry, law enforcement, and small business administration.
Okay.
The Treasury Department's Alcohol, Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau would be the chief regulator for marijuana with respect to interstate commerce. The FDA would be limited in its regulatory authority, with the intent being that it would have no more control over cannabis than it does for alcohol, except when it comes to medical cannabis. The agency could prescribe serving sizes, certify designated states' medical cannabis products, and approve and regulate pharmaceuticals derived from marijuana, but could not ban the use of cannabis or its derivatives in non-drug applications, like in designated state medical products, dietary supplements, foods, beverages, non-drug topicals, or cosmetics. But, I mean, I will put the link to this in chat if people want to read the full thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Wow.
Um,
Republicans getting behind the
So-
marijuana movement. I love it. The cannabis movement,
Yeah.
as our friend.
and this is marijuana moment is already tracking more than 12,000 cannabis, psychedelics, and drug policy bills in state legislators and Congress this year. So you might go check them out. They have some lovely thumbnails on their stories.
Hmm.
But
Yes, they do.
but if this goes through, you would definitely be able to have this
Oh, Madon.
be
What
completely legal and okay to have.
is that?
This
Is that?
a
Is
this
that a
someone saved
42 ounce?
gram,
42 gram
42 gram.
blunt.
Yeah, yeah, but
How many
it's
papers is that?
somebody
wrap?
saved all their roaches, and that's like 1, 2, 3. Like this is like paper mache, man. This is like
Oh yeah,
you know,
42 grams.
like, and look at all the oil coming out of it, and this is all from roaches.
Yeah.
So the guy saved up roaches.
So
How do you even smoke that?
So wait, did he like open the roaches and put the stuff inside, or did he just
Yes.
throw the roaches
Yeah.
in there?
No, I think I would hope that he undid all the roaches and had the weed.
Because
You know,
42
and, like, ground
grams
up the
worth of
papers and
roach
stuff.
weed, dude.
Whoo,
Really? Okay.
all that resin. Like, anyway,
Damn.
after that your mood would be high.
Yes, I would be high after that. Yes.
Yep. Which brings me to when you get high, you usually find these internet classics here. Have you ever seen this one? This is one of
No.
those, those parachute things that like
Yeah, yeah.
your kids get to play with
They
at
sure do.
school.
Yep. They'll shake them up and down.
Well, they make real good hotboxing situation. And you notice who's walking up to that parachute.
Uh-oh.
I also like how the people in this student housing department are also high as shit.
God.
But I love the cop knows exactly what's going on, but doesn't really know what to do. And everybody scatter!
Scene.
Everybody
Scene.
scatter! Everybody run!
So wait, is that everybody like from the dorms?
Jesus. Yeah. Like
Oh
everyone
my
that was smoking
God.
weed. Like I love how many like stereotypical too, like
There were like
lady
50.
in Birkenstocks with dreads.
There were like 50
like-
people in that thing. Look at them scatter.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Good on you.
Like
Love it.
yeah. But
Love
they
it.
definitely hotboxed the crap out of that parachute. But what do I got next? So I got some Dad Zone. What did that kid just say? Did you hear him?
No. I can't hear. I got no sound.
Oh, there we
My
go.
what?
We should probably.
Yeah?
There we go.
Now did you pet your titties?
My what?
You did.
You catch it that time?
You what? You dickies?
Yeah?
Now did you pet your titties?
My what?
Your titties.
Oh,
Now could I pet your titties?
Your titties.
My titties?
okay.
Wait. those? Can I pet them?
Oh, kitties.
Kitties.
Oh,
Can I
okay.
pet those kitties?
Oh, okay.
Can I pet the kitties?
Okay.
Yeah, man, the titties. But anyway, I just found that one funny when I found it. Like, but have you seen this thing online yet? The whole watermelon challenge situation, right? Where you take watermelons and you try to see how many rubber bands you can fit around it.
That's fine. That's what I was doing.
いかんでいかんで
Oh! That's gonna leave a mark.
Yep. I mean, he got whopped in the head with watermelon.
Damn.
It's just so dramatic. Like,
Okay. Don't get me in trouble with Facebook here, dude. Switch.
It's watermelon.
Yeah, no, that was watermelon. That was ouchie watermelon.
Facebook can
Yeah.
be fine.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shitter's full! Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow.
Did you see like the
Oh, I saw the stream. I saw the spray in the stream. Oh, yeah. Oh, that, yeah, you don't want to be where that lands. You don't want to go down that road. Not right there. Not down that road.
What is, like, dude, the smell has got to be terrible.
Oof.
Well,
Yuck.
yeah, here we go. Here's another one. So we're teaching the kid how to drive the scooter. Woo!
Well, no, that's not a scooter. That's a wheelchair. Oh my God. That's not good. We're going in the water.
No.
No?
Yep. I love how slow it is, though. Like, it's like 2 miles an hour down the little hill.
Oh, yeah. Brakes are
Like-
not going to work on that. And I'm guessing they're in a scooter because they
No.
can't really move very well.
No, I
Oh.
think it was just like,
Go get help, Timmy.
it was just a little puppo. Just like, why y'all going down there? Just like bip bopping his way. Like,
I don't wanna laugh.
Fucking,
Dude, I don't want to laugh.
bip, 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 like,
I don't want to laugh. Don't do that to me. Wow. Don't make me sound so awful.
Here, you can laugh at this guy. This guy deserves it.
Okay.
Oh, he missed it.
Oh!
Oh, he got it that time.
Ow.
I love the like the little hit sound effect. That.
Ooh. Was that a gender reveal? Is that what that was?
No, I think it was he was just trying to knife a can of spray paint, like, you know, you do.
Sure. Like, it would make more sense if it
those
was a
people
gender
have-
reveal and, like, it was the pink thing,
Yes. No, I think it's just a congratulations, you played yourself. Like, you thought it would work out fine,
but sure.
and it worked out
Now, so
poorly for
why
you,
was somebody filming that? Well, yeah, obvious.
Because I think
Because somebody
he knew
said,
what
wait,
happened.
watch this.
You watch this, bro. So here's another congratulations, you played yourself.
At first glance, taking this tomato down through these spinning fan blades.
Oh, no.
I'm here to show you it's not. This must be done all in one motion.
Oh, no. Well, that's not
All in
gonna
one
go-
motion.
Watch
Through
me
the
go.
blades? Oh, no. Oh!
Oh! I think I cut my ear. I should
Oh, he
have
cut his
gone my
ear.
first plan, grabbing the tomato with my mouth and returning back to safety. Can't hear good.
Did he get the tomato?
I don't even know. I mean, now we gotta go back and see.
Okay, guys.
I think he was
watch
still
me
hanging
go
there.
to work.
He's gonna be smashing up against the ceiling. Oh!
Well, it's not there anymore.
No, it got knocked out by the fan.
It's definitely not there anymore.
Oh my goodness.
That was fucking funny.
Wow.
Did he get the tomato? Oh, funny. So I found a girl power segment.
Okay.
So
I've got girls. I like girl
we've had
power.
one of these before
Girl power.
of dudes messing us up royally. Right, in these next two clips. So
I don't know if this is gonna go well for her.
Oh, it didn't go well for her.
She puts her.
Why did it just auto? Is there like an auto? How do I? Autoplay should not happen.
Oh, that's dangerous on a live stream for sure.
Yep. So here's another one where we've seen plenty of these kind of things happen to dudes, but we have one of these nice elastic bands.
Oh no! Oh, right? That's gonna hurt. Something tells me that's gonna.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, down she goes.
That sucks.
Leg in the air, stuck in the band.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just in case you thought dudes were the only ones that had that,
Oh, we all have a taint. So.
Yes. Yeah. That was not fun. I'm sure. That was just like the worst wedgie ever too. So. But speaking of dudes, you're chilling with the dudes, you're trying to get your stuff out of your jacket, and then suddenly...
Oh! Ejecto seat! Wait a minute, what?
Go gadget.
Wait,
Ejecto seat.
Did he hit
just
something?
Chilling with your boys. No, it's an air. Yep. Dude, look how high up he goes. Like, he clears like six feet away.
What's the Seth Rogen movie where they do that with Dave Franco and
Yeah.
Pretty Boy, Zac Efron? Neighbors, it's called. Oh man. Man, did they go flying when they hit that couch. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, I gotta hold on. Give me a second. I gotta open my eyes again because I'm like crying after that. That was pain.
That was good.
All
right. So we have the kill it with fire segment.
Okay.
Perro, mira que es esa araña, culiao. Es del tamaño de mi brazo, boludo.
What is that?
Naranja.
Orange?
Se está muriendo, hermano. No,
Oh! Yeah, kill that with fire. Is that a tarantula?
Sí, culiao, me la llegué a tirar y te puedo llegar a pegar tanta piña en la cara, culiao.
La piña.
Oh, that's a bad time.
No, yep, he definitely French fried when he should have.
Pizza.
Pizza.
He's gonna have a bad time. Yep.
So here's another kill it with fire, right? So we're gonna spray some of this stuff in here.
Oh my god, dude, that's the scene out of Men in Black. It's Edgar. It's the dude in the Edgar suit.
Dude, how many
and they
of them
keep
are there?
coming. Yeah, dude, you gotta get the heavy duty stuff for that. Wow.
Oh, dude,
that's
kill those things with fire. What?
Infestation.
That's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you better be with. Oh, Chris Daughtry. I know who the. I was actually listening to.
Go ahead.
I was listening to Coming Home actually earlier today in the car with the family. Kind of funny.
I was thinking about the people in these uniforms here.
Yeah.
That's not it. Oh, run! Yeah,
whoa.
You got one.
What?
Like
He just
the cop falling.
Was he stealing a bike? Is that why he ran?
No, I think he was just doing cool stunts. You know?
Then why would he? Okay.
He was just doing cool stunts.
Then why would 9 cops have run after him? He was just doing cool stunts in Times Square.
I don't know. Maybe you're not supposed to do cool stunts, but that guy falling is the best.
I didn't realize that Daughtry
just
was
full
like
sins
playing
that
in
fall.
New York City.
Who knows?
I'm kidding.
I don't know when this was. This could have been a long time ago.
I'm sure it probably was.
But
since Chris Daughtry hasn't been really.
This is how cool cops are in Russia. This is how cool cops are in Russia. So you flick him off, and then what does he do?
Nice.
Just flicks you off. That's it.
Fuck that bitch. This is Russia.
Off. This is Russia. Yep. This is Russia. A normal day in Russia.
Homage
Great
to
subreddit.
Bert. Homage to Bert.
Yeah. So we got another pigsty. I mean, group of police cars. You know, they're just all hanging out here. And then just out of nowhere, you see that light coming very quickly this way?
Oh my goodness. Fire!
Like,
that's Kill It With Fire.
All the cop cars.
Oh my god.
Break into action.
Woo!
Whoop whoop.
Wow. They drove a long way for that call.
Yeah, they did.
Speaking of Noli D in the chat, she works with the Police Accountability Report. This would definitely be a situation where the police would need to be more accountable. Goodness gracious. Wow.
Like, could have moved a little faster. So,
this is gone wrong.
This should have go. This was gonna go with my other prank. Well, but it got moved. But anyway, so this is a prank. So they try to pretend that this guy like stole something. And that guy just hook kicks him. Like,
oh, that's a Danielson right there. That's a you got knocked the fuck out.
A little back wheel kick.
Damn.
So
that's like when theater goes
today,
wrong. Okay.
Yep, pretty much. So keep that in your head, right? Dude, where did that go? Why is that not there? Well, I play this one. I'll make sure I find that one. Right? So this is, let's do this one first. This is the ATV segment.
Nice. Oh, I love those three-wheel trikes.
Favorite vehicles.
Those trikes with the front with nice. Oh no. Oh, that's bye. Okay. Oh, it's still going. Oh my gosh. I love that he was holding on.
He did a kickflip.
Credit for holding on, man. Dude. How much are those things? Those are like Can-Am spiders.
Yeah.
They're kind of hard. See, I always got messed up by like the 3-wheel forklifts or the 3-wheel whatever where your steering wheel is in the back. You know, it's kind of like where your wheel is where your steering is opposite where your wheel goes or something. It always messed me up.
So I have another ATV.
Dude, we need to fix Nightbot.
So yeah, we do, because
it's annoying.
It deals with like emojis weird, right?
No, it's just that it's annoying and it goes up like every 5 minutes.
Posting it too much.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
We'll work on it.
Thank you.
It also like there's like an auto mod that like if you post too many emojis, you know, we gotta fix that. We get one, and it comes back.
Oh no!
It gets that guy too.
Whoa! Was that thing possessed? It looked possessed.
Yeah, I think it was AI. It was AI.
It looked possessed.
You know.
Ow.
It's still going, I think. it like blew up and
Did
exploded?
it catch on? I saw fire. I definitely saw fire
Yeah, I
get
think
killed.
Fire get killed?
Kill it with fire.
So I have one more from Twitter. Let me pause it here and then bring it over one. Right? If it'll let me. There we go. So this, you remember that kick the weird guy in the video did? Well, here's what is this guy's name? Oh, Barnett.
Uh-oh.
Right?
What happened?
Come on. I pressed back one too many times. I go forward one.
Okie doke.
There we go. So this was, what is it? I think this guy's Jerry or
He's shimmying.
why am I blinking on his name, dude? He moves so well, actually.
Wow.
Like,
on 8 days' notice.
he go dance. But anyway, here's what he pulled off today, right? And big dude's got to represent in the UFC. I love it, right?
And then he lets John Vellante back.
Bing.
Oh!
And like cleans it up. It's over very
Okay.
quickly.
All right. DMCA, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I don't think it will. It's on their Twitter. They put this out.
Yeah, I know
We
they
wanted to
did,
get to
but
this right here after the fight was called.
oh! Wait a minute. Is that Barnett or? Okay.
That is Barnett.
Is
Yeah,
that
guy.
secretly? Wait a minute. Go back and look at his face. Look at those faces. There's only one person I know that makes faces like that. There's only what? I don't know what that sound was.
I don't either. Don't know.
There is
Yeah,
only
it's
one
that
person
maybe.
I know that makes a face like that.
Like that.
and this person knows exactly who that is. Eric Thomas, do you know who
Nice.
that is? If you're still here. Wow. Yes, we do. We fall back an hour tonight. Yes, so it's gonna be 1 o'clock in the morning in 5 minutes, not 2. So, yeah, we all get an extra hour tonight. Damn. And did Colby Covington did he fight tonight?
I don't know yet.
Okay, we don't know.
Yeah, he did fight tonight with Usman. I don't know. I'll watch it tomorrow and find out.
It was a Kofi.
So,
Oh, thank you. Somebody left
is
a
that
Kofi.
that noise?
That's awesome. Oh wow. Ah, yeah, I do have the Kofi bot in there. So cool. Somebody hooked us up with a Kofi. Nice.
Nice.
Let me go into Kofi and see what's going on there. Who hooked us up? Whoever did that, thank you. That's something. Come on.
We're waiting for the envelope.
The envelope, please.
The envelope is coming to the stage.
Nolly! Yay! Thank you, Nolly.
Nice.
And Robin.
Nice.
Robin's also following, and you're the best. We love you too. We're also going to help out Lady Dragonfly, who apparently has been doing all of these amazing posters and flyers for the General Strike Summit. So
Nice.
I did want to give her a shout out as well. Are you do we have more boats, or are we done with the boats?
Nope. That's it.
All right.
I threw that UFC one at the end of the segment in case they make us like pull it.
Nice.
So
cool. Noli, thank you. Wait, where's this? Noli just supported us. I'm gonna put this up our Ko-fi pages. She just says, "Love you, nerds," because well, we are definitely nerds. There he is. There we are.
nice.
Ko-fi.com/IND Left News, I believe is what it is. ko-fi.com/IND Left News. That's where you'd find. Thank you, Noli. Hooked us up with
Nightbot will have a link tree
$3
somewhere.
And I'm going to turn around and hook up our friend Robin, Lady Durling. I was just looking at her page. We were talking earlier today. She does some great work with with FHL and some other folks. And she just started her Ko-fi page, so by all means, it's kofi.com/Lady Dragonfly, and hook her up.
Nice.
And don't know if Noli has a page. If so, she can drop it in. Noli's a mod, so she can drop it into chat, and you can hook her up with a deal as well. Lots of love in this fam. All right, so we're hitting about 2. Beautiful, or actually about to be 1. So enjoy our hour back. We're not going to take it from you. Let's go take some bong hits. Enjoy. Reefer After Dark is going to be Friday nights at 10 o'clock at Reef Breland.
Put the link in chat.
Put the link in chat for his channel, and let me put Reef up there so you can see his nameplate. You can follow him on Twitter at Reef Breland. He'll be in the description.
Yeah.
And
where's us? We're here.
We'll be back next Saturday night at midnight with an all-new How Did We Miss That? We will be taking off the week after that, Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving, but we will be back the Saturday night after Thanksgiving. So we'll be taking a 1-week break, but we'll be putting out clips. And, I'm going to start going through these clips. That means that after 11 episodes, and I can't believe this is already episode 11, that we've got like over 100 clips and segments, and probably 200 minutes, 3 hours worth of boats smashing into other boats. That we could cut up the best of boats, for example, and all the funny reacts that we've had and all that, because I've never put any of those into segments at all. I've only put out the segments where we talk about news stories. Reef can put them on his channel for sure. And we can stream them out to, again, the Indie News Network, and I'll bring that up one more time, the website.
Definitely go check that. Get Indie News on Twitter.
IndieNews.network is the website, the URL to go and subscribe to all of our channels. We're going to be on Rumble. One of our members is on Rockfin, but we don't have a Rockfin channel yet for the organization. Hopefully we'll get that soon. I actually did message Martin about that. He doesn't seem to answer them. I told him Justin Jackson needs a channel, and actually Justin Jackson was out this week, so he's out tomorrow, so maybe he'll hook that up, but I'm guessing he's going to wait till the season's over.
How's he been doing? You been doing all right?
He's not getting enough. He's not getting enough playing time, is what's happening, and so they're giving him rest this week. Again, he's out this week.
Gotcha.
And we'll see what happens next week. But Carl, welcome. Yeah, you're a little bit late. That's okay, but you can come back and hook up.
You can go back and watch it.
Yep.
Like right after we're done.
Yep. Since we're all gaining an hour back, you can definitely do that. Started with the Ron Placone theme song that he actually recorded, but it is not just Odyssey. Actually, I think YouTube also lets you rewind it. I'm not making it so that you can't go back in the stream, but yes, Odyssey is awesome. I don't know if you're watching Jared on Odyssey, but this should be actually streaming live onto my Odyssey channel. Hopefully it is. But yeah, Carl, we appreciate you being here. Carl's a member of the Door Discord. Join that Jimmy Door Discord server as well. If you go to independentleft.gg.
That's Door Discord on Twitter.
Yeah, and if you go to
Door Discord on Twitter, link in the bio.
Right. Or if you go to my Discord.
You can also just do this.
Yeah, or if you go to my Discord.
If you haven't joined that, you should go. I have a button for it. Hold on. There we go. Inner. You can just use that link in chat.
You can go there. But also, if you go to my Discord, inside here, there's a channel called Other Discord Servers, other servers to check out. And I think it's right at the very top is the Jimmy Door Discord. You have to scroll all the way up to the top, but there's a link. There's a permanent link in there as well.
We recently got a special guest in there, none other than Tara Reid. Got to welcome her in there.
Tara Reid.
Yeah.
Tara Reid. Hey, how
So-
about that? How
Yeah.
about that? Tara Reid. She's awesome.
Yep. For sure.
All right. Well,
So, I think that's it for us tonight.
yeah,
huh?
we're good. 1:02 a.m. 2:02 1:02. Well, peace.
Perfect.
Peace, love, soul. I'm gonna steal
Love. So,
Reef out. Night,
which I
everybody.
stole it from Don Cornelius.
Right.
Good night, everybody.